All right, here we are again. It's Saturday. It's 3:28. Let's go ahead and get started. I notice I say that. Let's go ahead. We're working on it. All right, this one's gonna be kind of lame. We're starting off with a boring clip. We watched the UFC last. This is called Riz Ahmed on quote a bait and learning how to silence his inner critic. Riz. All right, let's see what the Rizzlers got to say. It's 9 minutes.
Want to show people that this is what a hero can look
I
like.
might rip
There's a
through.
lot of hate coming at you on the internet right now. And I'm probably getting all that too. No, really.
This show is insane in so many great ways. And I wanted to ask you, just given the journey of self-acceptance and self-love that Shaw goes throughout this process, I'm curious, did you go through that process before starting the show? Was that kind of the catalyst that led to this? Or is that something that while you were experiencing
See,
this through the
now we're
character?
gonna be inundated with Iranians and Persia and the displacement. Here we go.
Go through that healing process yourself?
That is such a meta and deep and profound.
Oh my God. You can already tell this is staged and stupid. That's such a deep question. He's not even talking to her, probably. This is just prepared off the question. They knew what questions she was going to ask, and they knew what questions he was going to get, and they've arranged it this way, but they're not actually speaking to each other. Look for that. Also, you know how we got to start with some outfit analysis. Now,
Quick.
this to me is a bit of a faux pas, but everyone seems to be in a contest lately to look ugly. So we've got a denim jacket over a huge sweater cardigan with a Hanes white t-shirt underneath. Get out of here, dude. First of all, this color denim, ew. Second, the cardigan underneath, my mouse is a little sticky. It's a rough spot on the table, I don't know. But yeah, actor, creator, writer, doubt. I'm pressing X to doubt.
Before I answer it, I just want to say what you opened with, we got to put that on the poster. Insane in so many great ways. That's it. That's what I want right underneath it. Thank you. That means a lot. It's a really great question. I feel like the work that I try and make sure that the work that I make is a reflection of the questions
A
I'm trying
reflection
to
of
answer.
myself.
If I go into a project already feeling like I've worked out this character, I know what this is all about as a story, as a song that I'm writing, as a TV series, as a film, then actually I'm not leaning in. I'm not really excited by it. It's not keeping me up at night. I'm not getting that buzz out of kind of wrestling with it. So I feel like I went into this show in the middle of this process of trying to, let go of being on that treadmill of chasing validation. And it's so easy to be on that treadmill. It's so easy in the society that we're in for all of us to be on that treadmill. It's not just if you're an actor, if you're in the public eye. I feel like all of us living on social media, we're all clout chasing in one way or another. It's almost like,
No, we're not. We're not. Some people want to just, I don't know, maybe hope that others think like them and try to contact those people in the world and show them that they're not alone in the way they think about their reality, perhaps, or I don't know, trying to enlighten humanity to create a better world through social media means. I'm not here for clout. I don't care if 5 people see these videos. Those 5 people might be the only ones on earth that agree with my takes. But you know what those 5 people don't feel? Like they're stupid and alone in the way they think about reality and the things they question. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for clout.
our existence doesn't.
I guess, oh, why do you have a face cam then? I don't know. Why not? It's an exercise for myself, honestly, to get comfortable looking at myself, because I have a real problem looking at myself. I don't know. To me, I just look in the mirror and I see this ugly, disgusting monster, fat, loser, freak. Maybe I don't have an ego. I don't know.
Count unless
But you're wrong.
people kind of give it a thumbs up. And the thing is,
Nope,
we're
wrong.
chasing approval in that way.
I don't have one thumbs up on any of these political videos, but guess what? I keep pumping them out. You know why? because that's passion. I enjoy making a video. Even if no one sees it, I can come to my own channel in years and look back and say, wow, that's me years ago. Look at how I've grown. Look at how my takes have changed. Look at the world we were living in. I don't know. I'm stupid. Whatever. This guy's obviously smarter and more successful than me. He's wearing a denim jacket over a cardigan, so he's a genius.
Who you are. You can lose your own way. So it's definitely something that I think.
And
that
you know the
I
bottom
was,
of his jeans are
already
huge.
contending with and wrestling with, and I think making the show has also been a part of that journey. Yeah.
Great
if
at
it's not
night.
too personal to ask as a follow-up, what do you do to kind of get yourself out of that block whenever you're approaching a project for the first time or going to your first day on set and you're like, I'm feeling all of this need for validation or the self-doubt? What do you do to kind of say, no, let me set that aside and be able to go all in on this?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Like Shah, my character in the show.
Remember that you're
like
rich
so many of
because
us,
you're
he's
selling
kind of
things
hiding
to
behind masks,
Amazon.
right? The show is really, it's not about being an actor. It's about feeling we can all relate to.
You know what they're never going to talk about? Money. But that's the whole reason for this. You know how much he's probably getting paid? Millions of dollars. So,
It was like one big audition.
would he be
Before
talking so
forming
tall
a public
if he
version
had
of
to do
ourselves,
all this
it's
for
all put
free?
together and desirable and worthy of love, but what we feel is actually behind that we're vulnerable and messy.
You notice he keeps saying these extreme statements. We all of us, everyone. We're vulnerable and messy. No, we're not. Do you know how many people I've ever met that say they're vulnerable? None. They don't feel it. They're ego monsters. This is such an L take. Look at this guy. Would you trust this guy? If this guy walked up to you and said, hey, mate, can I borrow your cell phone? I just need to call me brother. Would you give it to him?
You know, chaotic. And actually, in order to make the show, I had to take off the mask myself.
Oh,
You know, this whole show is me taking off the mask. It's pulling on such
Mask
specific
off, baby.
episodes and experiences from my
put your fucking mask on. Who remembers? Who was there? Who
I could probably make a
remembers
show about
being
someone.
denied access to the grocery store because you would not comply with mandates? I do.
I've got to do it myself, and I have to kind of put it all out there. And increasingly, I feel like the answer to your question is how do I get over the need for validation in these things is
The money.
is trying to remember that
The validation is Netflix bought your show. You're validated. You created art and someone bought it. Validation, period. But now it's, he needs pats on the back. He needs people to come up and say, oh, Habibi, you're so great, my friend. Alhamdulillah. It's not going to
life
happen,
generally
dude.
goes better and feels better when you're not trying to get something, but when you're trying to share something.
Oh,
You know, giving is expansive, right? Getting is a bottomless pit of need and desire. And when I approach the project saying, you know what, I'm going to share.
then do your work for free. How much do you get paid? I want to look it up, honestly. Maybe we'll do that at the end. I don't know if I care enough.
I want to share
I
this kind
don't.
of feeling.
I don't
of
want to
being
look into
focused.
this guy
I'm gonna
at
share
all,
this positivity,
Mr.
and share my
Rizlord.
vulnerability
You notice
with
how they name him Riz? Because these are stage names. This is a stage name, obviously. Riz. And here he is being all charismatic and, oh.
flow. And when I feel like I need to get the thumbs up, get the approval, get the round of applause, it's never enough. And you know how the human brain is. 10 people can say you're amazing. If one person goes, I'm not sure, you will fixate on it. So the more I can kind of come from a
Not everyone. He's speaking for everybody on Earth. Not everybody's mind works that way. Do you know there's plenty of people who thrive on negativity and make that their whole bit? Have you ever watched a stream, dude?
I live in abundance. If nothing else, just abundance of my own experience and my own feelings.
Money, big house. What, you didn't buy your family a house when you got rich?
From that goes much better than thinking.
I hate when these celebrities talk about life like money is irrelevant. Like, it's all just about your perspective, man, and recognizing you're abundant. It's like, all right, well, the light bill don't take hugs now, do they?
City of
Quote
life, and I'm
wings.
trying to get that from other people. So it's a psychological shift that I feel like I have to constantly remind myself of.
You notice how he's answered each question with the same rhetoric?
Way of just taking yourself out of it, right? And not making it all about you. And we also see, oh, go ahead.
No, I think you've nailed it.
See that? That was fake. That was fake.
As my temporary therapist,
He wasn't even saying anything.
10-minute chat.
Te-
I think you've absolutely summarized it better than I can. Thank you, Doctor. It's about forgetting yourself. It's about losing yourself, you know. And when we're in a flow state, whether we're an athlete, or whether we're playing with our kids, or whether we're, you know, performing, it's when those moments where you forget yourself, you feel part of something bigger.
We,
That's when-
all of us, everyone.
it's just
These
like-
words
it's
are
that
trigger
thing of not being
words.
self-conscious, you know.
Being self-conscious and losing yourself are two different things. Not worrying about how people think of you and becoming purely objective are insanely different things. You know, I don't have a family. I don't have a mom. I don't have a dad. I don't have brothers. I don't have sisters. Everyone has forsaken me. And this guy's going to sit here telling me I need to rely on my family that doesn't exist. Okay, well, where's my big family? I don't have Bubba and Gigi in the kitchen making me dinner, worried about my health and well-being. Shut up.
Let's just go there and smash it, all right?
Ready? Yes. Okay. Run, cut it.
Yeah, come on, don't get it on the red carpet.
I'll come over to you. Do you want to be reactive or do you want to be proactive?
Little Marvel jokes like, they fly now.
That's only for me, right? If I don't know where I am, feel a bit active.
They fly now. They fly now. Marvel jokes. I don't know who I am, you know, because I feel. Look at this statement right here. This is the problem. Who are you? Well, you're Mr. Rizlord.
Like, maybe you don't want to.
This question 40-year-olds ask themselves, who am I? Gee, I would hope you would have figured that out by now.
Let Shop Boys reunion with you and Heems in one of the episodes. I mean, you won an Oscar the last time that you blended music and art together as well. How much does blending these two worlds for you
Music is art, by the way.
you creatively?
I love it. You know, I grew up watching Bollywood films. And so in my mind, films were just an excuse to get to the songs. You know, it was all about the cassette tape and the soundtrack that you get to go with it. Similarly, even, you know, there are some soundtracks that are some of my favorite albums, which I still haven't even seen the film.
Oh,
You know, so
what?
music is such a central part of storytelling.
I'd like to put on the Cats album. The new Cats, not the old one, because the new one's way better. And I'll just vibe out. But have I seen the film? No, I haven't. I didn't even know there was a film in it.
As a rapper, as a lover of music, and so it was really important to us. We had a really specific sound in it.
This is what I like to call the, what's his name? Manuel Miranda or whatever, the guy who did, God, I can't even think of it because it's just so far off my radar. What is that? The one about the play where they rap about colonialism and shit. Hamilton. That's it. This Hamilton movement, the Manuel Miranda, you know, whatever thing. Elio, you know what I mean? Ugh.
We wanted something kind of playful.
Check out The Despot, his YouTube channel. Perfect. Peak perfection.
Insane in a great way, as you put it. And so we focused on these late 1970s, early 1980s film music from India and from
The worst era of Earth.
Pakistan. Like psychedelic funk, Bollywood disco, and
Pakistan
it's
was
kind of crazy.
producing
It's kind of
psychedelic
like
funk
really
in the
unexpected, really
70s.
playful, really
Really?
energetic.
That's fascinating.
Hopefully just like the show is. And that kind of formed the backbone of our storytelling. So that is the tone of the show.
Sean,
It
even.
hits hard, it hits playfully, it hits emotionally, and it's always unexpected.
Is it?
And I'm really excited to say we've got a soundtrack coming out for the show as well.
Oh, well,
'Cause it's
I
a
would
Bond
hope
theme show,
you love
our Bond
music.
Theme song, and it's sung by the one and only Georgia Smith. Track's called Price of It All, and it's top 10 in the UK right now. So yeah, really, really proud of the soundtrack as well.
I love that you were, like I said, able to blend those two worlds again. And this feels like, I mean, you've had so much success in the past.
I want to say this is a bad interviewer because you can tell she's just glazing and she's not really doing journalism. That's annoying.
Like your year, we're seeing you in Bait, we're seeing you in Hamlet, SNL UK, Diggers later on this year. What does it mean to you, though,
SNL
for audiences to be
UK,
able to see
please.
you now in these different capacities, from comedy to drama and even in sketch comedy as well?
You know, it just feels really joyous to get back to
Feeling.
comedy, man. Comedy's my first love. I
Man.
always say to people, you know, secretly, my secret dream was to be a stand-up comedian. But when I say that to Ghazi Khan, who's in the show with me, who is a stand-up, he's like, brother, please, you work too hard to ruin it. Please, bro, don't do it. You know, my first rap song was a comedy rap song, the Post 9/11 Blues. You know, Sweatshop Boys as well.
The post 9/11 blues.
And Four Lions is probably the film I'm still most known for in the UK. You know, it became that kind of a lot of people's favorite movie for a certain generation because it's such British humor. And so yeah, man, I just love comedy. I feel like you can be more honest in comedy. You can be uglier in comedy. You can say the unsayable, and you can bypass people's brains and get straight
Not
to the facts. It's
anymore.
horror.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Nope. Comedy's dead, buddy. Sorry. You can bypass people's brain and get straight to their gut.
And you're just hitting them in their body. And yeah, it's just I honestly just feel like the way the world is, we need to laugh more. We need to be brought together with laughter and joy more. So
we need the price of rent to go down, bud, but I wouldn't expect a rich Amazon guy like you to understand. Wow, what dross. Have you ever seen anything stupider? You know this is just going to win a ton of awards. That's why they're putting it on here at all. On to some happier news.
This is a parent.
2 students dead and at least 7 injured in Tennessee school bus crash. Oh my God. CC,
We
by the way.
recognize that.
Carroll County, CC 33.
At approximately noon today, we responded to a crash in Carroll County on Highway 70. It involved
I love these weird, like, when there's an event like this, they always have this, like, police thing where they get up here in their fancy outfits and give a little statement. It's always very weird to me. It's so, like, intentional. They always got their nice background and they're all polished up and shiny and looking perfect.
3 vehicles: a Montgomery County school bus, a T-Dot dump truck,
T-Dot? Oh, no,
and a
man.
Chevrolet Trailblazer.
Oh, no.
The details of the crash are still ongoing. We're still trying to sort through those details.
Hate to be these people.
What we can see right now, it
Sitting here
doesn't
all
appear
day.
that
Oh,
T-Dot had
man,
any
look at the
contributing
backup.
factors to the crash. The information we have right now is that the school bus was on
Not a person on here. This is all equipment, by the way.
a trip. There were 2 students aboard the
Got
bus
a
that were
water
pronounced
truck.
deceased at the scene.
Wow.
Preliminary numbers is there was 25 students on board the bus, 5 adults.
Vanderbilt Life Flight.
There were 2 adults in the T-Dot truck and 1 in a passenger vehicle, the Chevrolet Trailblazer that I mentioned earlier.
I don't know if that footage was legit. There's like 3 different helicopters. Well, there you go. 2 people dead. God forbid. Alhamdulillah. You know. Oh well. National newsworthy. Here's footage of nothing. He's waving to the helicopter in the thumbnail, by the way. Alright, we have House approves temporary funding for Homeland Security. Oh, great. The TSA can get their bonuses. Oh, and hopefully some back pay with interest, right? Wow, look at these numbers. What, like... So the Democrats disagree to fund the TSA. Or Homeland Security. I thought they were the ones that wanted to keep us safe. Ha 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 ha!
On this vote, the yeas are 213 and the nays are 203. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Alright, there you go.
Pursuant to the adoption of House Resolution 1142, the
Easy.
Senate amendment to H.R. 7147 is considered as agreed to, with an amendment consisting of the text of the Rules Committee.
Look at it, it's
119
just too complex for him. Just gotta point to the words.
1.
Alright, well, Homeland Security's funded. Thank God. Back to strip searches. Let's go. Okay. Nepal police arrest former prime minister over protest deaths. Really? Why is he all senile like this? What the hell? They got their own Biden over there, I guess. Look at how his stupid hat matches his outfit. What the hell? Nepalese corruption. Is Mount Everest okay? I mean, that's all they got. The hell is this guy? Look at him go. Fashion analysis. This is just crazy. I mean, at least he's like trying to do something here with like black on black, white shoes match the turtleneck. It's pretty reserved. It's okay. It's okay. I would never wear it. I like how they all have these whittled sticks for beating people. What the fuck? Look at these. What is this? A sugar cane? Oh my god. I've heard that the average IQ in Nepal is like 60. But hey, that's me. That could be faulty information. I'm not making any definitive claims. This reminds me of The Fifth Element. The police in there. The lumbering beasts, you know? Our stick is still stained with the blood of the people. Alright, we've arrested the Prime Minister. Good job, dude. GG's. Uh-oh, we have a statement from the Iranian government. Iran-backed Houthi rebels claim responsibility for missile attack on Israel. Brigadier General Yahya Sari, Houthi military spokesman? The Yemeni armed forces with the... Oh my goodness. Great outfit. Looks very nice. Too bad it doesn't really mean anything.
نفذت أول عملية عسكرية وذلك بدفعة من
So Yemen's joined Iran.
والتي
Okay.
استهدفت أهدافا عسكرية حساسة للعدو الإسرائيلي.
Oh my goodness. Look at this guy's dead-eyed delivery.
وقد جاءت هذه العملية تزامنا مع العمليات البطولية التي ينفذها.
He's really projecting from his diaphragm. Look at that.
المجاهدون في إيران وحزب الله في لبنان. العملية أهدافها بنجاح بفضل الله. عملياتنا بعون الله تعالى سوف تستمر حتى تتحقق الأهداف المعلنة وكما جاء في البيان السابق للقوات.
Alright guys, who's gonna win? Let's start hedging our bets on the betting website. Yahweh versus Allah. Who wins?
وحتى يتوقف العدوان على كافة جبهات المقاومة.
Sounds good, dude. See you there. Smart move. Let's see the damage they have wrought. 32. At least one dead in Tel Aviv after Iran missile strikes towards Israel.
This is just one scene that the Israel police has responded to after the Iranian regime has once again targeted our civilian population.
Yemen just took credit. You're not giving credit to the right people. Sorry.
Unfortunately, at this scene behind me, as a result of the cluster munition that was fired targeting civilians, we have one fatality. We have another 4 individuals that were medically evacuated in various conditions at up.
Jeez, he wasn't trained by the CIA, was he?
Are working at right now.
Okay, buddy. Sounds good. Oh, here we go. Artemis. The Artemis moon mission. We're going back to the moon. Artemis 2, by the way.
The Mission Training Center. And this facility here is the Orion Mission Simulator. My primary role for Artemis 2 is as the Chief Training Officer.
Is that Greta?
In charge of developing and then providing the...
Oh, look at this logo. Unreal. You, of course, have your vector in there.
They will need...
This is like Armageddon, the Armageddon movie poster. Here's Bruce Willis, you know, like, jeez. Oh, the Koch family, of course, specialist. Yep. You can tell by the old world lineage has a bump in the nose right here. I unfortunately have one as well due to my English lineage, but I am not. My family name is a farm worker's common man name, so unfortunately I'm not in the higher rung of royalty. God, look at this cool dude. He's just hanging out with his hands in his pockets. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that, everybody? Hold up. Apple in hand. Uh-oh. The forbidden fruit. She's looking very unsure of herself. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Whoa, the subtle CC. Look, there it is. Look. Boop, boop, boop. CC, 33.
A place where the astronauts can see how all of their displays and switches.
I would hope you have an elaborate training system. Oh, let's look at this. Okay, we have the infinity pattern here, of course. They decided to draw a hurricane on the map for some reason over Atlantis. I don't know what that's about. So we're not landing on the moon, though. We're just seeing if we can get there.
Simulate
I thought
all
the
the different
radiation
phases
was
of the
too
mission
strong.
From just a few minutes before liftoff, all
I
the
don't
way
know,
through.
guys.
We splash down in the Pacific Ocean and are making contact with the recovery forces. We actually started way back in 2023. Fundamentals, like what are the systems on Orion? How does the vehicle work? Past several months have been really focused on contingencies. So what happens when something breaks?
Let's look at
Past
this
several
logo, first of all. We got the E equals MC square E here. We have some very interesting hieroglyphics along the bottom. I have no idea what these mean. Two moons. Not sure why. Vector 3. Wow.
months have been really focused on contingencies. So what happens when something breaks and how do we react to it? There's a certain few things that we don't have time to go pull out procedures for. The crew has to know this is what that looks like when this problem happens, and here's more.
What's bro writing on? What are we doing here? It's got a pen and paper with some what the
This is what that looks like when this problem happens, and here's immediately what I need to do for it.
Keep it centered, so we need to get opening and centered.
Some things are quite a bit different than what we've done in the past. Our Artemis 2 astronauts
I would imagine
be the first human eyes to see some of these amazing features on the far side of the moon.
And we're just going to have to take their word for it.
The situation of the Apollo missions.
The lunar science training team made them these little passport books where they can quiz themselves on, okay, what is that feature? And then remind themselves why this is really interesting to the science team, what they might notice about it.
We're going with the mind of what technology can we develop to enable us to stay for longer periods, to enable us to
What is the benefit to humanity of sitting around the moon?
Extreme when it comes to temperatures and environment.
Look at it, it's fake
Just
space.
like we've learned so many things
Black swimming
in low Earth orbit that have helped us plan these missions to the moon. Doing these missions to the moon is going to help us understand so much about what we need to develop to go to Mars.
Why? Who cares? What is this obsession with going to Mars? There's problems here. Can we fix them? What is this Mars shit? Who cares? Blow Mars up. You know, Mars is the god of war, so it figures while the war is happening, that's happening as well. Alright, we got Voldemort Zelensky meets with UAE's Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed during the Gulf tour. Why would he be taking a golf tour during an active war? Nobody knows. I hate the way he dresses. He dresses like this sort of... He acts like a UFC fighter, you know? Look at these U.S. weapons, by the way, graciously given to the UAE with his Skechers as well. Look at it. Dude's wearing some Skechers right here. Voldemort arrives. Oh boy, who's this? I don't know. See the inquisitive music? I wonder. Oh, looks like the UAE's gonna help out, dude. Get out of here with that nonsense. Oh, thank God, we're almost done. It's going so fast today. I feel like I'm at school taking a
submarine
test.
to Boston, a submarine named Massachusetts.
Wow.
To commission her here, the amount of pride.
I think they should name every military asset after states, not people. That's my take. Like, if it's built in Massachusetts, call it the Massachusetts. Sounds legit.
Works.
I mean, there is. I know
she
there
may end
is.
up in the Middle East.
Maybe
She
they're
could
out
end
of
up in the
state.
European
So,
theater.
yeah, I
She
don't
could
know.
end up in the Indo-Pacific theater. There's really no limit. She's nuclear powered. So
Who
she has
knows?
enough fuel to last her
Indo-Pacific.
for her 33-year
Her.
life. We can be at sea for.
Okay, hold on. What did he just say?
Enough fuel to last her for her 33-year life. We can be
Of
at sea
course.
for periods.
33 years is how long they commission them for. Isn't that interesting? How many 33s have you heard in these videos? You know, it's insane.
5 days. Really, the only limiting factor to how long the submarine could stay at sea is the amount of food we have on board.
Well, then it should just be a drone.
We have one of the most advanced.
You know they have
technology
drone
in-
subs. You know this is all just a facade. And there's this drone everything, right? I don't know. What do I know?
The submarine force exists to support the combat commanders and our national defense strategy. And what we can accomplish out at sea is nothing short of special with 150 crew.
I am definitely vibing with the new US camouflage, though. It looks very nice. I'm not a big fan of pixelated camo overall. The first generation pixelated camo, disgusting. Ugh, ugliest stuff I've ever seen. And the way the clothes were designed, I mean, it was just... That, like, 2010 US camo, ooh, man, bad, rough, ugh, not a fan.
Members that I have aboard.
This ship is also intentionally designed to be served.
Is it intentionally designed? I would hope so.
Women and men. 25% of this crew is females.
What does that mean? Separate bathroom? A bunk?
Ship in the harbor where the March to Independence began. What we know because of the current situation is that 250 years later, people are still fighting for those same freedoms.
Looking at her face, I would never trust a word she says. This is the most disingenuous person I've ever seen in my entire life.
At the original
I just feel like she's
colonists
lying
were
to
fighting
me.
for. And so I think this is a moment.
They were fighting taxes, by the way, which this enforces. And they rebelled over a 5% raise in the tea tax. Well, we all pay like, what, 60% tax to exist? Yeah, okay, buddy.
The USS Massachusetts, this amazing crew, picks up that torch, and they become an extension of our past and the pride of our present and the hope for our future.
These boys are thick. You're telling me all these guys are down on the sub? He's talking about food limitations. I see why.
And the hope for our future.
Oh, alhamdulillah. We can only hope that will lower rent costs, don't we? At the Popolio XIV, I don't know, 10 plus 4, 14, 24, I don't know. Whatever. visits Monaco, not Morocco, to urge people to use faith and wealth for good. Okay, buddy. Yeah, go shut down the casinos. Old Baron Trump Jr. over here. Who is this? The Dutch Prime Minister or something?
Le don de la petitesse, avec un héritage spirituel vivant, engage votre richesse au service du droit et de la justice. Surtout à un moment.
Put your prosperity at the service of law and justice. But what if the laws of the country aren't derived from a Christian doctrine? Should I still follow them? This guy looks very good. Look how good that outfit looks. He's killing it.
Historique ou la démonstration de la force et la logique de la toute-puissance blesse le monde et compromettent la paix. Dans la Bible,
You mean being extorted for food, water, and shelter?
comme vous le savez, ce sont les petits qui font l'histoire.
Alright, sounds good, dude. I'll take my millions and follow the law, I guess. Because that's the Catholic way. Follow the laws of the government. Ooh, nice camo here. I like that. What is this? Lebanon. Oof, that hits. That hits. I like that. I'd like that coat. That's nice. It's a little more subtle. You know, not too speckled.
يا حقيقة إسرائيل هذه هي حقيقة إسرائيل العاجزة تستهدف المدنيين وتستهدف الإعلاميين
No.
يملكون سوى الكاميرا والدرع والميكروفون لا شيء سوى ما ذكرناه وهذا الدرع صحافة
Right.
أين الصحافة العالمية لترى ما تفعله إسرائيل بالارتكاب
See, like, you can never believe stuff like this. Not that I'm saying anything either way, but, like, a burnt vest and a blown up car isn't proof of anything.
تتجاذب بحق الصوت الإعلامي ما هو المطلوب هذه الدروع لا تحمي.
Why do they just let the blown up car sit here, too? This obviously isn't recent. You can already see rust forming. Alright, well, there you have it. Proof. A lot of images of blown up stuff that really cement that into your mind. When you think about the situation, you'll think about this. Ooh, blown up stuff, blown up stuff. Oh, the world's in shambles! Claviculars committed battery and assault! Who cares? Imagine you're homeless and someone wants you to care. Oh no, the cars were damaged? No! And they've immediately all rusted somehow. Shoot. Oh, they're not gonna get their Teslas. No. Hypercar salesman. One was martyred. Oh boy. What's going on with my shirt? It's like a little pinched, huh? I need new t-shirts, dude. I'm in a bad way with shirts right now. I really am. I need to hit up the clearance department. That's what I do. That's how I get my wardrobe. I'll go to, there's a lot of stores in walking distance here, like Target and Kohl's and stuff. So I'll just go scour the clearance section for like $3 t-shirts. You end up finding a lot of interesting things that aren't like very popular because they're in the clearance section. That's how you kind of stay above the trends, is never buy anything full price or what the mannequin is wearing in those main areas. That's how you become normie. If you'd like to become a normie, I suggest H&M at the mall. Because there you can get a nice gray sweatshirt for $60. Protesters clash with police in Nepal after the prime minister was arrested. That was the Joe Biden-looking man we saw earlier who was stumbling and bumbling in quite a state. Look at this dude. Literally 1993 right here. Got the members only. The acid wash. The chunky white New Balance. Ew. Police. Oh my god. You get what? Yeah, get the sugar cane. Violence alert, violence warning. AP News is showing violence. I'll try to block it with me. Use your sticks. Yep, put some leaves on it. Look at them go. Don't you guys have a fire extinguisher? Beat the fire with the acacia sticks. Breathe deeply of the chemical smoke. Well, it kind of looks like the police are a little overwhelmed there. Okay, now we're gonna hit me with a sore spot here. Is this no king stuff? Now, I don't know if everyone knows, but in America we don't have a king. But we do have lords. Landlords. And you notice how whenever a person of authority talks to you, well, I'm not going to say that. When they talk to me, they call me sir. And I always say to them, don't call me sir, I haven't been knighted. And as far as I know, we don't live in Great Britain where we have kings and lords. Well, we do have landlords, though, don't we? And I get the idea, oh, Trump's a king because he just does whatever he wants. Okay, well, not really. And also at the same time, you're surprised.
I protest all of Trump's illegal, immoral,
this obsession with international law, too. Now we all care. Are you being honest on your taxes? I doubt it.
feckless, endless wars.
Feckless.
It is clear he doesn't really have a plan.
Oh.
It is clear that the abuse...
This is the popular professor talking point, is the U.S. just started a whole billions of dollar war without any sort of plan. They just said, send them in. I don't give a fuck. What is this, Game of Thrones? Like, Robert Baratheon's drunk, so he sends in the 3 aircraft carriers? Get real. Look at, this is who you're sided with. I'm going to take, that's my thumbnail for today. Let me get a screenshot of this decrepit monster.
of power is the point. But today we want people to understand that we
vote
care as Democrats.
Well, that's the thing you guys are saying, though. There is no voting because of the king, right? This woman is getting skin cancer actively for her precious little statement.
Independence brought to everyone.
A little addendum, free Gaza, by the way.
About what is happening in the United States, and we want to speak up and let people know. We will not back down, and we will not ever forget this.
Look at the boomers, dude. Young people they think this is stupid. It's such a generic point, too, like, no kings. Just stop. Tell it to England. Haha.
We are against everything that Trump is doing. He made 3.
You live in France. You left us. You turned tail and ran when things got hard. You're not here defending the homeland. You're a traitor. You can't talk about America while you're over there with your beret on.
The Epstein files. He has done the complete opposite of all 3 of those things. We have not forgotten about ICE and how they gunned down 2 American citizens in the streets of Minneapolis. There are so many things to protest. I could go on for hours.
How about the cost of housing? Maybe you should start with that. When every one of these signs says, food, water, and shelter need to be cheaper right now or else, then I'll get behind that. But it's never going to say that, is it? Because these people are radicalized sheep and will repeat whatever message is given to them. Not that I'm for any sort of... I don't believe any of this. It's all stupid, you know? Priorities are all wrong across the board. And even on another point, you really think Trump does anything? These are performers, these are puppets. The people who really run this world, you'll never know their name, you'll never see them, you'll never hear about them, because that's true power. Being invisible but controlling everything. Multiple injured after Iran launches missile attack in central Israel. Well, Yemen already claimed credit, dude. Stop crediting Iran when Yemen's the one killing it. You notice how nothing's ever burned? It's like they're exploding them above the buildings just for the pure shockwave, but there is no fire, explosion, burning. That's what I've noticed in all this wreckage of these apartments, is like, nothing's burnt. Chandelier fell. It's dusty, and it's always this one wall is blown out. Okay, see, it hit in the ground here. They missed. They missed. This guy, fumbling and bumbling. What numbers we got? Not quite a 33. Oh, damn. Well, 3-3 on the outskirts, but now I'm just reaching. Now I'm just reaching for 33s. But at the same time, am I? Am I not? Nice. Okay, there's more blown up stuff. Alright, last one, everybody. Well, I'll hit refresh at the end and we'll see, but...
The Israeli military launched an airstrike.
Let's see what Isabel Debris... Okay. Isabel Debris has to say.
Traveling in southern Lebanon, killing 3 Lebanese journalists who were inside, all of whom had been covering the renewed conflict between Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah here in Lebanon. The 3 killed
Why is there bullet holes if it was blown up?
journalists were Ali Shoub, who worked as a very long-time war correspondent for Hezbollah's Al-Manar television channel, as well as Fatima Fatouni and her brother Mohammed, a video journalist who were...
Okay, and those are the enemies of the country that is bombing the other country. So yes, why would they care that they're journalists? Do you think in Vietnam, when they had the photographers and journalists entrenched with the U.S. battalions, that the Vietnamese said, whoa, 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 that's a press guy, don't kill him, and none of them fell into the spiked pits or anything, got hit by a napalm strike?
And had actually gone live just very shortly before being killed.
Oh, and it's a woman too. Oh my God.
Mayadeen. So all these 3 journalists were killed at once, and it's not the first time that Israel has killed media workers in Lebanon.
Oh my gosh.
In this conflict so far, we've seen Israel increasingly target.
Her eye is like, look at this. Her eye is literally falling off the side of her face. Something's going on over here. Remember, the left side tells you the lie, the right side tells you the truth.
Infrastructure associated with Hezbollah, which here in Lebanon is not just a militant group, but a very powerful political organization.
I forgot, I'm not supposed to criticize the way people look. Excuse me, just close. Look at, there's the burnt vest. Yeah,
basically saying that it
here
did
it
deliberately
is.
kill and target him in this car in southern Lebanon, and accused him essentially of being a Hezbollah intelligence officer.
What if a bunch of soldiers just threw on a press vest? Do they then become invincible?
Spying on Israeli troops, exposing their locations, and giving that information to
Obviously.
Hezbollah. The statement from Israel did not mention the other 2 journalists that were killed in the car, and it also did not provide evidence to support its claims. This statement really raised a lot of concern here in Lebanon because it reminded everybody directly of the statements that Israel issued when targeting and killing journalists in Gaza. Israel, in its devastating campaign against Hamas in the Gaza Strip, killed scores of journalists, actually over
Scores.
200, making that conflict known as
How are
the
there that
deadliest for
many
journalists in
journalists?
decades.
The
The people here in
genocide?
Lebanon, the
Oh my
fighting
god,
between
no.
Israel and the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah continues
Not
to
the
rage. Are
genocide.
increasingly concerned that Israel is using those tactics that cause so much global outrage in Gaza here in their country.
Ew, look at Wings. What a piece of shit. Look at this. Oh, Karopi's been so co-opted by the left extremists. R.I.P. Karopi, dude. You were once a symbol of peace and probably standing outside of some kind of ice cream store or something. Street food. But now, you're a political symbol. R.I.P. Karopi. You will be missed. Let's refresh and see. Oh, thank God there's no new articles. Okay. Well, that's all I got for you today. Let me go ahead and slide this window down so I can quit looking up weirdly. Let me scroll up a bit here. You notice how they have a picture of the globe Earth right there, by the way. Alright, well, it's been Saturday the 28th, I guess. I don't know, 2 8's 88. That's it. We'll see you again. Have a good day. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Who cares? I know. Tell me how wrong my takes are. Or maybe you found some peace in this. I don't know. But I guess I'll reiterate that I don't buy into any of this. You know, I've been homeless for 7 years, so the last thing I care about is isn't Israeli gonna care about my human rights ever? No.